Hey everybody, welcome to another off-the-shelf board game review. This week we're looking at Mercenaries, a 2 to 4 player game that's competitive or cooperative depending on how you want to play it. Now the game of Mercenaries, every single one of the players controls a mercenary where they're trying to go through an entire deck of monsters to defeat them to win the game. Now if you're playing it cooperatively, you just need to make sure you get through all the monsters before you suffer a total party wipe. Or if you're playing competitively, you're still trying to get through all those monsters, but every one of those monsters is going to be worth a certain amount of victory points. Much like Marvel Legendary, whoever has the most victory points is going to be the grand winner of the game. So competitively or cooperative, your choice. And again, if you want to play it cooperatively, you can actually play the game solo as long as you're willing to control more than one mercenary. Now in the game of Mercenary, the players are going to be adventuring through these different areas. And these different areas have different features. And this is a board where the heroes are going to start on one side and the bad guys start on another. And the objective of every single area is to wipe out the monsters on the board. So you move on to the next area. Now these areas have certain things such as empty areas, which is not going to be too much of a big deal. You still need to fight the monsters, but they're not going to have any benefits. Whereas opposed, you may have areas such as the Frenzy Brew, which is going to make all your goblins more powerful. Or you may encounter things such as tripwires, which are going to damage the party and make their life much more difficult. And the difficulties in this game comes in the enemies you need to fight, such as goblins, which are melee monsters, which you need to get your hands dirty and go in there and go hand to hand and try to take them out before they take out our heroes. Because remember, as a cooperative game, you need to destroy all these monsters before all our heroes die, or just make it to the end and get the most victory points. Next up, you have things such as spiders, which are your ranged attackers, can do special things such as poison our heroes, maybe web our heroes or cause other difficulties, or we may run into things such as champions, or we may even get ambush, which is going to cause more and more monsters to come out onto the board, creating more challenge and creating more difficulties, meaning that the normal amount of monsters that we normally have to face have now doubled or even tripled, depending on just how bad this ambush happens to be. Everything's not bleak for our heroes, though, because our heroes, our mercenaries, can also advance across the board playing cards from their hand. Now, these cards you play from your hand can be defensive cards for when the monsters decide to hit you. These cards you play can be offensive cards, which allow you to attack them in melee range. You may be able to heal yourself when they do damage to you, or you can just play it very, very smart, stand back from a distance and use your range attacks on these monsters to try to take them out as they go. Also, additionally, our heroes are going to be leveling up because they're going to gain experience points, which is going to be tracked on this board right here, as you're also tracking your damage that you take, because all of our heroes only start with 20 hit points. Once all of our hit points are gone, that hero is defeated and they must slowly regenerate. Now, you're not eliminated, which is kind of nice. There's no player elimination in the game, but if you go down to negative hit points, you're only going to gain 1 hit point per round. You can't really do any actions. You're basically going to hold back the other party while they try to take out all these bad guys. Of course, like I said, you can spend experience to go ahead and advance your hero, gaining things such as new attacks, new special attacks, new defense, ranged attacks, the ability to cure poison, the ability to get extra healing potions, the ability to attack diagonal, because normally you can only attack orthogonally in this game, or extra abilities such as the ability to draw extra defense cards, or if you want to really much be Robin Hood, you can get extra arrow cards to attack these monsters and try to win the game. Because remember, your objective isn't to kill the champion. Your objective is to get through all of these bad guys before our heroes can be wiped out. Now, the game does come with 4 scenarios, and they kind of tell a little bit of a story. And every one of these scenarios is going to tell you how to set up the board with which kind of monsters you're going to fight, whether it happens to be orcs and goblins, whether it happens to be cut purses and thieves, whether it happens to be goblins, wolves, and giant spiders, or the final one where you have to fight dwarves and lava beetles all in a dungeon trying to win the game. Now, if you want to, now this isn't in the rule book, if you want, you can also mix and match these cards and create your own random adventures. There's no rules for it, but it's definitely something you can do when you play the game. Now, if you want to learn how to play Mercenaries, check out my full tutorial video where I'll show you how to play the game. You can also check out my sample gameplay where I'll show you how all this gameplay works, and you can decide if this is a game for your game group, or if you want, you can just bypass that and check out my full review for Mercenaries the game. If you have any comments or questions, make sure you leave them in the YouTube comments down below. I will definitely be sure to answer them as quickly as I can. You can also feel free to email me at offtheshelfboardgamereviews. That's otsbgr@gmail.com. I will definitely do my best to answer your emails as quickly as I can. If you enjoy this content, think about supporting the channel over on Patreon. Patreon.com/otsbgr. Your just simple dollar in the tip jar can help keep bringing out more content, more videos, and more enjoyable content for you to enjoy on this channel. If you enjoy this video, you enjoy this video series, click that like button, click that subscribe button. Check out the other videos in this series if you're interested. And as always, thanks for watching.